What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We are back at it after a long weekend. Hope everybody's doing well. Well, we didn't do good at the golf tournament. We were leading going into the second half and just lost the tempo. I lost my groove and ultimately fell out of the lead. But anyway, in today's video, we're going to be talking about, and I'm going to be reading an article. If you guys remember last week, KEEL Infrastructure was going to have a meeting, a Q&A meeting with some officials in Pennsylvania about their data center build-outs. And we finally got a press release or a news release article from that meeting from somebody that attended. And it's going to kind of just go over everything that was said. From what I got out of it, it's very bullish. It's a very bullish. I mean, even the headline of the article is data center set to start construction by 2027. So very bullish. We're gonna go over it. Y'all just stick with me. It might be a little longer, like I said, because we're gonna be reading over this, and at the end of it we will go, I'll give you guys my raw thoughts and we'll go from there. But again, like I said, everything seems to be on the up and up with KEEL Infrastructure. We had a pretty big scare over the last couple of weeks with Governor Shapiro coming out signing that executive order. It kind of shook some people the wrong way, got a lot of people nervous, and which is understandable, especially if you don't follow it super close. But after that meeting, it seems like there has been some confidence instilled in some of these officials, and we're going to go over that now. All right, and I will link this article down in the description if you guys want to go over and check it out yourself. Feel free to check it out in the description. Also, I'll leave the link for my Discord down in the description if you guys want to come over there and join the Discord. Every time there's fresh information hot off the press, you can be sure you can find it in the Discord. I mean, these guys in there post things as soon as they come out. It really helps me with my research, and it keeps everybody up to date in the Discord. So y'all be sure to come join the Discord. I'll leave the link in the description. So the article begins by saying, providing all DEP approvals are received, work on a sprawling data center at the base of the Broad Mountain in... Y'all are going to have to forgive me. I don't know how to pronounce this town or name. Starts with an N, somewhere in Pennsylvania. Next to the existing cogen plant is expected to begin sometime in 2027. Construction is expected to take up to 20 months. About 400 workers, many of them union employees, are expected to be used for the construction. So that's another good thing. KEEL Infrastructure is coming in and going to be providing a massive job for this community. That gives people that were otherwise maybe out of work for 20 months, they have a big construction job that they're going to be able to work on, which is nice. When completed, about 350 full-time jobs will be available. So this is going to be a massive plant. This was reported during an information question and answer session conducted by officials of Carbon Node East, which is constructing the data center. So the Carbon Node East is basically the contractors building the data center for KEEL Infrastructure. It will be owned by KEEL Infrastructure Corp. About 75 people attended the meeting Thursday night in the auditorium of the Panther Valley Junior-Senior High School. The event was held prior to a hearing conducted by the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection. The DEP will take written testimony on the data center until September 5th. Kevin Roberts, developer for KEEL Infrastructure, as well as 5 other representatives of the firm, answered a volley of questions regarding the project. Also present were about a dozen representatives from the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. Roberts said, besides benefiting that name again, I don't know how to pronounce it, the project will provide $1 million in benefits to the Panther Valley School District for 3 years and additional benefits after that. He said the plant will have a closed-loop water system, meaning water for operations will be recirculated. He said KEEL will pay for any PPL utility infrastructure to supply the plant with power. In addition, it will also repair any roads damaged during the construction process. Michael Archer, an environmental engineer for the firm, said although the plant has a closed-loop system, about 7,500 gallons of water would be utilized from the public water system for the employees to utilize for such things as hand washing. The firm has a permit to discharge 18,600 gallons per day The reason for the additional discharge is because of the accumulation of condensation from operations, he said. Roberts said there will be 4 buildings on the site, which is between Denison Run and Broad Run. He added that for construction, some trees will have to be removed, but there will be over 10,500 planted in their place, including 6,000 evergreens and the remainder deciduous trees. The noise level during operations will be within the daytime 65 decibel level and 55 decibel level allowed through the borough ordinance. James Whitehead asked how much water will be needed to initially fill the loop system. Robert said it would be a total of 700,000 gallons, which will be purchased from the borough. He said his firm will work with the borough to assure the water is obtained without harming the residential supply. If this doesn't work out, Robert said water will be trucked to the site. So they have a backup plan just in case they try to throw a wrench in things and say their wells for, that community aren't deep enough or aren't, plentiful enough to get that water from. They said, well, hey, look, we'll truck the water in if we have to. We'll buy it separately and just truck it on in. A representative of the DMP said that town has 5 wells, 300 to 500 feet deep. He said safe yield will be monitored through the process, but it's up to the municipality to determine what they have available. James Roberts of Lansford was concerned that removal of trees will impact wildlife. Roberts said not all the area on the sites has trees. So basically what this was is just somebody that attended this meeting is just breaking everything down that they heard, right? Any kind of rebuttal that the committee had against KEEL Infrastructure, they came right back with a firm answer like, look, we might have to rip out some trees, but as soon as the project is built, we're going to plant them 7-fold and make sure that this property continues to follow guidelines and continues to follow what, any kind of guidelines that y'all set forth. It's very important. And like I said, even the trucking in the water they are dead set on getting this thing done. And I think they come out of this with a win. I really do. I really think they come out of this with a win. You always have to look, there's going to be opposition with anything you do when it comes to this kind of build out or construction, where you're coming in and you're, restructuring land. There's a lot of people that are against that. There's a lot of people that, the wildlife's going to be injured, blah, 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 and all this. But at the end of the day, if KEEL Infrastructure comes in, they do their build out, they make sure that the surrounding areas are very well protected, for, wildlife habitats and stuff like that. They're also coming in, they're going to be providing multiple millions for the school district in the Panther Valley, which will go and benefit many children, many students, teachers, and families for educational reasons. And they're also going to be providing up to 350 new high-paying jobs at that. These aren't just some entry-level positions, right? These are positions that KEEL Infrastructure has even said that they're going to contribute scholarships to surrounding schools to help teach people about data center, how to run a data center, how to work in a data center, and how to just education for that. So KEEL Infrastructure came out and said, look, we will provide the education for people that want to come work in our data center. So they are coming in here not to just come in, rip up a community, tear a community apart. They're trying to come in here and be a part of the community, which is miles different than a lot of these other companies, right? They're just coming in here and dead set on profit, dead set on nothing but money. When KEEL Infrastructure is coming in here providing for the community, 350 jobs, full-time jobs, 400 jobs in the construction process. And these 400 jobs are on top of the 350 that'll be full-time jobs when the build-out is done. All in all, guys, I really do think that KEEL is heading in the right direction. I know this is going to slow them down a little bit because it's going to be extra permits and extra, just hurdles to jump through. But I really think KEEL Infrastructure's got their ducks in a row, and I really think that they're, 2 steps ahead on whatever that the committee or the Pennsylvania officials are going to throw at them. I think they're dedicated to work through this process. I think they're dedicated to the shareholders to get this stuff done. And I truly, truly think they really want to deliver this in a very classy fashion to show people, look, no matter what, we're going to be a new generation of data centers and how they're built and how they're ran. And I think they are in the right position to do that. I think KEEL Infrastructure could revolutionize the way data centers are built and the way data centers deal with the community and involve the community in the build out while benefiting the community as well. I think this is super bullish, and seeing this article just makes me 10 times more bullish. Listen, guys, along the journey, there's going to be negative news. There's going to be hurdles. There's going to be things that slow us down. There's going to be things that potentially speed us up. It's just all a part of the process, right? It's all a part of being early in a company. It's all a part of the process. To make this investment a successful investment, you have to ride with KEEL through the ups, through the peaks, through the valleys, through the downs. You have to ride with them. If you truly believe in the vision of KEEL Infrastructure and you truly believe they're capable of doing what they've set out to do, then ride with them. If you have built a thesis and you have built conviction in the company, don't let a little bit of bad news that comes out every once in a while affect your investment. Don't let it affect your decision making, right? There's going to be bad news with any company you invest in. You can't find me one singular company in the stock market that has never received bad publicity, bad news, or has had massive hurdles to jump through. Every single company on the face of this earth is faced with adversity and is faced with headwinds. And the good companies always get through that. And the good companies always prevail. So the number one question is, do you think KEEL is one of the good companies? Do you think KEEL and team are ones that can prevail? If you don't, then this is potentially not the right investment for you. But if you do think they can, this is a massive opportunity for you. Like I said, guys, I don't find names like this very often. I don't find investments like this very often where I have this much conviction and this much belief in a team. And so when I do find one, I really hold on to it, and I really, hold it close, and I really dedicate my time and dedicate my research to said company, because I don't want to make a mistake like I have so many other times where I've, thought I found a company. I got out of it early because I had concerns, and then that company went off to do fantastic things, right? I'm not going to let this happen with KEEL. Even if I lose on this trade, I'll be fine. I'll be happy knowing that I stuck to the plan. I stuck to the thesis, and I'll be proud of myself for that, by actually sticking to a plan instead of being influenced by outside noise or outside negativity, right? It's super important, man. When you're investing for yourself. You're not investing for everybody else. You're investing for you and your family. So why let others influence your decision making when you're the one doing the work, when it's your money at stake? Don't let somebody persuade you either in or out of a trade if you don't have comfort in that trade. That's the biggest takeaway I want to let everybody know. Never, 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 ever let somebody persuade you in or out of a trade. Make it your decision. You do the work. You do the research. Build your own conviction, because if you don't, it's never going to work out. You're never going to be able to hold through the bad, let alone hold through the good, because you're not going to make it to the good, because you're going to sell out before you get there. So anyway, wrapping everything up, last week we had some negative news. They had a Q&A meeting with the Pennsylvania officials. Seems like that meeting went fairly well. With the article we just read, I think it's a bullish outcome. Again, everything that Pennsylvania had a rebuttal to, KEEL came right back with an answer, a firm answer, a confident answer. And I think things are moving forward. And I cannot wait to see how things move forward and how, I am so ready to see them break ground out at Panther Creek. It's going to be an amazing milestone. It's going to be an amazing accomplishment. And as soon as that first groundbreaking takes place, this company is on the path to a whole new level. Because when they start breaking ground in Pennsylvania, that's the real start of KEEL Infrastructure, because that's their flagship sites. That's where most of their revenue is going to come from. So as soon as they break ground in Panther Creek, it's on to the races for KEEL Infrastructure. And I can't wait for it. I'm ready for the ride. Hope y'all are too. So that wraps it up for the video, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Please leave some comments down below. Let me know y'all's thoughts on last week's events. Let me know what you think. Do you think it was a bearish outcome, a good outcome? I'll be interested to know down in the comments. But till next time, don't panic, sell your bags, make good decisions, and we will see y'all in the next one.